Hello and welcome. I'm so excited that you are here and have chosen to learn about your menstrual cycle and what it means to be a cyclical being. I just want to take a moment and say how grateful I am to support you on your journey. So let's get started. So, first, let's talk about the her story of our bleed. So, we live in a society, right, with a really strong masculine energy of go, go, go. Our culture rewards doing and often looks down on resting. Success is measured by being superwoman. And on top of that, it is reinforced by media and social influences. Even our own belief and mindset and feelings about our period and being female often come in a negative lens or feeling as a burden. So, my goal and my wish for you after this course is to learn about yourself and learn that you are the cyclical being so that you can honor this part of you and you can honor your period and honor what it means to be a woman and the beautiful cyclical wisdom and gifts that come with it. So, what is a cyclical being? First, we have five hormones that govern the experience during our menstrual cycle. It's estrogen, progesterone, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, and testosterone. The ratio of these five hormones change throughout the menstrual cycle. This creates four distinct phases. We have the follicular phase, ovulation phase, luteal phase, and menstrual phase. I have in here in parentheses the inner seasons, and I'll get into why I like to call them the different inner seasons for each phase later. But basically, those varying ratios of hormones determine what's going on inside our body reproductively, but also determines how we feel emotionally, mentally, physically, and energetically in each phase. And over here, I have this little chart of the menstrual cycle in general. 28 days is just an average, but a healthy cycle can be anywhere from 21 to 35 days. 28 is just the average. So I want to reinforce this idea that we are not linear. I want you to, well, I should say, I want to invite you to let go of the idea of the linear version of you and embrace all of you, your cyclical self. We've been made to believe that we are or should be the same person every day, that our bodies, mindset, emotions just restart like a clock. But as women with a womb cycle, that's not the whole story. We have this monthly cycle within us that changes who we are, our mindset, our emotions each week, or on average each week. And we want to embrace that cyclical nature and learn these phases so that we can start to trust our body, live cyclically, and shift our mindset. All of these things will help support our hormone health, our emotional, mental health, and our physical health. I like to acknowledge and just remind us all that life is cyclical. Our seasons, our moon, our earth, our menstrual cycle, our hormones, we mirror that of these bigger cycles. And it's such a beautiful thing. So let's get into that a little bit. So, connecting with Mother Earth. This is why I like to talk about the phases of the menstrual cycle in correlations with the seasons. So, your menstrual cycle is your inner winter, your follicular phase is your spring, your ovulation phase is your summer, and your luteal phase is your autumn. So when we connect to Mother Earth to the seasons, right? We don't wear a summer outfit in winter. We align with the seasons so that we can support ourselves and live nicely, right? So the benefits that of connecting with Mother Earth and our seasons are the similar, benefits we do to connecting to our own seasons, our own inner seasons. And we, by embracing our cyclical nature, we promote hormone balance, decrease fatigue, support overall health, and we also connect to those bigger things that can really make us energetically feel a lot better. So connecting to the moon. So the four distinct phases. If you do not bleed, if you are on birth control that you don't ovulate, or if you are menopausal and you no longer have a menstrual cycle, you can connect with these seasons, these inner seasons, with the four distinct phases of the moon. They they work energetically in the same way. So you can align this way. So the new moon would be the same thing as your inner winter or your menstrual phase. The waxing moon would be the inner spring, or the same thing as your follicular phase. The full moon is your inner summer or your ovulation phase, and your waning is your luteal phase or your inner autumn. What are the benefits of connecting with these four phases energetically? You get to be unapologetic in each phase. You get to honor that you are transitioning from yin to yang energy, and you really embrace this great mystery, this spiritual side of yourself, and realizing that we're all connected. To just go a little bit further into the energetics of the menstrual cycle. So there's two main energies of the menstrual cycle. So first, there's expansion. This is menstruation to ovulation. So this is that masculine, yang energy. You're active, you're doing, you're out in the world. And then there's the contraction. This is ovulation to menstruation. So this is more feminine, yin, receptive, going inward, towards yourself, connecting with yourself. It's really nice to understand this so that when you do shift into these different phases and understanding the energy phase that you're shifting into, it really helps you to support yourself and align your lifestyle and yourself with that energetic change as well. So, how do our hormones get out of balance? First, birth control. It's a pill, and it's made of synthetic hormones that suppress our natural production of our hormones. And the traditional pill suppresses ovulation, causing a false bleed, and it depletes us of nutrients and our overall health. So really, birth control really can wreak havoc on our hormones. And I do want to pause here and say that at a time there was a time where birth control was really helpful and it really helped women and women progress in the world. But I do think it's outdated, and we are learning that it is harmful. And there's a better way. And cycle syncing, fertility awareness method, these are more natural ways that you can honor your body and support your hormones versus suppressing them and disconnecting. Other things that can make your hormones get out of balance: genetics, diet, exercise, toxins, stress, and then things that if your liver or gut are not working optimally, this can affect your hormones as well. So some signs of menstrual health imbalances: painful periods, heavy periods, missing or irregular periods, PMS, breakouts, PMS anxiety or depression, fatigue, low energy or libido, and headaches. So you're like, okay, that's everyone, right? Well, it's normal, right? But common is common, not normal, I should say, right? And common doesn't mean normal. So there are more natural and holistic ways in which we can balance our hormones and relieve these symptoms. And a lot of these symptoms can really start to go away or minimize when we start to align with our womb cycle. You deserve to experience a healthier, happier, less pain-free period. And I promise you, it's real. It's not a myth. You can do it. So let's just pause about and talk about the stress and the menstrual cycle. So here's some little bit of science. There is a hormonal pathway called HPA axis, and it gets triggered when we are stressed. So cortisol, the stress hormone, increases, and we have too much stress. This can cause low-grade inflammation and suppress our immune system. Too much stress can suppress these normal levels of reproduction hormones. So when this happens, it can lead to abnormal ovulation, no ovulation, or stop your menstruation completely. And these are signs, if you know, ovulation is a sign of fertility. So bleeding regularly and ovulating is an indication of your overall health. So it's important that we look at stress. And there's different types of stress, right? And that we really learn to support and get in ways that we can bring this HPA axis into balance so that's not producing too much cortisol, especially chronically. So how do we support our hormone balance, right? So one, align with your menstrual cycle, which we will go into much more detail in each of the specific phases. Support your lymphatic system is a wonderful way as well. So we want to clean up those toxins and a lot of like cooking ware, Tupperware, makeup. A lot of these have toxins that can really bog down our system. So really wanting to look at those things to support our lymphatic system, stabilizing your blood sugar, embodying your feminine energy, which again, in each of these videos and lessons, we'll go over ways to do that, decrease stress, and even just in general, aligning with the your womb cycle and aligning with these phases and really starting to live cyclically, you will just naturally decrease your stress because you are starting to support the natural cycle of yourself versus working against it. And also just trust and compassion. Simply by being aware of your nature and connecting with your womb space and tracking your bleed and really starting to understand the different phases, you're going to be able to start to have much more trust in yourself and much more compassion for yourself. And that has lots and lots of benefits, including helping to support hormone balance. So, a little bit more benefits of aligning with your cycle. So, awareness. One is just really nice to have awareness of our body and understand how it works, but also knowing that each of these phases in these videos, I'm going to talk about each one has a strength and a vulnerability because of the hormone ratio. And we're going to get into that. And so, the awareness piece of understanding where your strengths are in a phase and where your vulnerabilities lie can really help you manage your day to day in a way that's supporting you. Structure, same idea. If you're understanding these things, then you can pick habits and food and movement and even types of sex, play that are supportive for that phase you're in. Predictability. It's really nice to know where you're going, right? And where you've been, and aligning with your womb cycle and understanding which phase you're in. You get clarity and you understand where you're at, and you can support yourself better and show up for yourself better. And connection, right? Just connecting to your body, to your authentic nature, to your feminine energy, your intuition, your feminine wisdom. There's so much benefits just waiting for you when you align with your womb cycle and align just in general with your cyclical nature if you don't have a womb cycle. And validation, right? I think when we aren't really aware of these shifts, it can feel jarring when we go from one to the other and we feel like a different person. When we understand these shifts, then we understand our emotions and our energy and our mood, and we trust our body and feel validated, and we understand ourselves. And then we can communicate that to the people around us and feel much more validated. And lastly, all that it promotes increased energy, balancing your hormones, decreasing any negative symptoms. It promotes healing, improved mood, and libido. So that is the 101 of the menstrual cycle. We're going to dive deeper into these videos, but I'd like to just share here some sources and inspiration, some books that really help me, and a lot of this information comes from. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson and diving deep into our phases and how to align with our womb cycle. Thank you.